What's the theme here? What's the theme?
Diversity.
No, they both got their eyes closed.
All right. So tell me, Manny. Not even with a squinted eye, the person on the left, that's an alternate universe of John Cena with a goatee that's possibly evil. Tell me I'm not lying.
Oh, no. Did you? Yes. But
yes, right?
I don't have a picture of him in the ring when he was in the match. Do you know his, as Eric would call it, his doublet?
yes.
Do you know the font used that says Breaker?
Yeah, it says Breaker. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Was it not Hulkamania-esque?
Ooh. Was it? You tell me. You tell me.
The font looked very much like the font they used for Hulkamania.
Wow. I didn't notice that, but shout out to every decade of every D-guy moment ever. Because he's wearing all black like Steve Austin. Well, he has to go T like Steve Austin. The buzz cut like John Cena and the build of John Cena. And look like George. And I don't know. He has nothing else with Rock or Bruno Sammartino.
I should have went with this thumbnail.
I thought you would. I thought Mandy was getting it. Mandy coming out. Well, I thought Mandy coming out of a helicopter or something was going to be the thumbnail of the week.
No, because that man ruined it with him staring at her. My job.
Oh, it's a good day for black people with titles.
Just a couple of dudes with a couple of guys.
I need Trick to carry the cruiserweight title all the time. Just have it on him. Never actually does anything with it. Announce he's the cruiserweight champion.
Marcus, we can't talk about the cruiserweight title. You saw how much it meant to be Vince.
Yeah, that hurt.
Every day we meet again.
Every day we feel friend in a heart. But that's John Cena, right?
It is. It's the prototype.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect.
He's holding it the exact same way.
Yeah, everything. Like, even the shadow looks like one of John Cena's armbands under his armpit.
Yes. All right. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Shotzi Blackheart, the ballsy badass, and you are watching the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. Remember to like the video and subscribe. Ow, ow, ow!
Hey! Oh!
Check out the Marcus and Manny show.
I hate you both right now. You guys are ridiculous.
Welcome everyone to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I'm of course Lord Manny Hayes, and I'm joined by
Marcus the Grand Benelli. Don't ask me what I was doing. I don't know. Just to let you know, I'm going to drop the ball on this show at some point.
So how are you doing today, Marcus?
Manny, I am fantastic, but then again, I don't know because I think my brain has made me suffering from brain damage as I've watched way too many hours of wrestling this week. I don't think nobody should go as deep as I went this week. You went too deep in it. When I started trying to win in life by disqualification. That's how deep I was into it.
I mean, I would. That's why we're the best tag team going on these days.
Hey, there we go. We're winning in life by disqualification. We'll take that count out. What do you mean that guy couldn't show up to work today? I get promoted. I'll take it. Knowing I slashed his tires.
It's funny you say your brain is destroyed, because I, much like the start of the show, we sent Marcus the link to enter the studio. Foolishly realizing that I didn't send him the link.
He questioned my punctuality. Yes, I'm late a lot of the times. But today I was just sitting by and going like, Manuel is running late, I'm assuming. I hope everything is well. Oh, there's a text message from Manny. Oh, it's a link to YouTube. Oh, it's another text from Manny. Oh, it's a picture of Buzz Lightyear with his arm broken. Talking about Trey Phoenix. Oh, all of this, but no link. And then he's like, "You awake?" I'm like, "Yeah, send me the link." He's like, "Oh God." Hey, shut up, Siri. Hey, oh God. Anyway.
Yeah, so that happened today.
So, where do we begin this?
I think we can.
This journey.
Should we? Because I haven't watched Wrestle Kingdom. Do you want to start with Wrestle Kingdom, or do you want to end with Wrestle Kingdom?
I can start with Wrestle Kingdom and see if I can convince you to go watch Wrestle Kingdom and just catch up at some point with this. So, Wrestle Kingdom. 2-night event or 3-night event, whatever they want to call it. I only watched, I guess, 2. Yeah, I didn't watch all of it. Spoiler alert, it's just not enough time in the world to watch that much wrestling. To watch NXT, AEW, and all the Wrestle Kingdoms in NXT.
It ain't right.
It's just not.
Just say it ain't right.
It just wasn't enough. But I'm going to highlight the stuff I did watch. And I'm going to say night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom was the better night. And you may say, did you watch any of night 1? Yes, I did. I watched Takahashi versus, oh my God, I'm blanking out. Oh my God, no! I know his name.
Wait, is his name Takahashi or Tanahashi? Or is it two different people?
This is Takahashi. It's two different people, Manny.
Takahashi's the one with the cat, right?
Yeah.
Takahashi's the one with the cat.
This is the Tiki Time Bomb, the one with the cat. I don't know why. I just want to call him El Desipo, but it's not. I can't. El Desperado, whatever. I always mix his name up. Anyway, that was a really good match. Okada and Shingo went about like 40 minutes of an epic proportion. Shingo still has the best clothesline in the game. I don't care what Okada does. I don't care what he does. But he lost to Okada, which carried Okada into night 2. Now, you may say I skipped a lot of night 1, but there were a lot of tag matches, a lot of things I didn't feel like going into. I did watch some of it, but I was like, I just want to cover the important stuff that I watched. Moving on to night 2, the Women's Stardom match, whose names I'm about to pronounce right now. Yes, because I was not familiar with these people because I don't watch Stardom. And this gave me reason to watch Stardom. But there's enough wrestling in my life where I don't think I can add this to my thing. So, Manny, here we go. Bad pronunciation. Tam Nakito, Sarai Kantami defeated Mei Ita Watanabe and the Starlight Kid.
You definitely got the third one wrong.
Yeah.
I think the other two, the first two, you may have got it in the.
I may have snuck by.
We're not English. We're not Japanese speakers.
Yes, and the Starlight Kid. This was a phenomenal exhibition match, by the way. And these women brought it. They showed the highlight of what Stardom is all about. It was some athleticism and moves in this. Man, at one point, you know how Bray Wyatt does the handstand or Trish Stratus does the Matrix? A woman did that. They walked backwards to catch her opponent with a attack. And I went, holy shit, I went, holy shit, that was so quick. And there was some springboards, some dives, and it was just really exciting match. And they brought it. They used the best of their time. Also, this was night 1, I forgot. Shibata made his in-ring return, and not like an exhibition or a thing. It had a close to real wrestling match. And it was like, I see the progress. Next Wrestle Kingdom is going to be Shibata and Okada for that title, but we're almost there. Also on the card,
Levi said Starlight Kid is on another level, and then there's
really
a comment here that I will ask you after you've run through Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay, Jeff Kai and Naito, probably one of my favorite matches. Just a really good match all around. I was invested the entire way. Rooted for both of them, which is crazy. But I feel like Jeff Cobb should be in one of the major promotions in America right now. I'm just saying
Well,
he should.
he was an
AEW should have kept him.
They should have kept him. He's a really good talent, but I don't want him hampered by the American style. You know, I just don't. I don't want him hampered by American TV. American TV, I feel like, would ruin him. Much like how, do you know my opinion of Zack Sabre Jr.? American TV would ruin him. Leave him be.
I think there's a place for both of those guys in America, but in a wrestling-based company, and it's probably either. And I know people may say NXT UK for Zack Sabre Jr. and AEW for all of them, just a mixed part, just for both of them. America may mess them up, but Jeff Cobb is a freak of nature with unique power, and I think he should be on the show. Now, one of my highlights of the night. Tanahashi, Japanese John Cena for those who are uninformed. The man with the most beautiful hair in all of wrestling, no matter what year it's in.
Japanese Bron breaker.
That's terrible. All right, fine. Mr. Air Guitar himself decided to fight a no DQ match against Kenta. And this would be Tanahashi's breaking the mold of what matches he's doing. And as I watched this match in English commentary, which was probably one of the...
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Okay, so I switched to English because... Alright, the original reason I switched to English is because I felt like I was missing something in the women's Stardom match because I didn't understand why there were 20 other young boys or young girls, I don't know what they're actually called, out there catching people. And I was like, there's just way too many people making these catches. Maybe there's a faction I don't know about. So at that point I was like, you know what, I need to get, I'm not familiar with the storyline. I haven't actually kept up with New Japan this year. So I'm going to go to Kevin Kelly and them, reluctantly, for stories. So anyway, this is the Terry Funk era of Tanahashi, in which he's going to be hardcore wrestler and soon to appear in GCW in a death match against Matt Cardona. But so this match to me, it wasn't the best. It wasn't. It was solid, but it wasn't the best. The highlight of the match to me, which had me just rolling hysterically in my bed laughter, was Kenta setting up the huge ladder, which I like to call the Jeff Hardy ladder, the ridiculously big ladder, just trying to set it up because it had latches and screws and you had to turn it and lock it, and it felt like this man, it was a do-it-yourself setup ladder, and he's literally cursing. And he's telling the crowd some bullshit that I gotta lock this up. As Tanahashi just lay and recover on a chair. As the announcer spoke, he could have won this match an hour ago, but he really wants to kill Tanahashi. And there's so much DUI, screwing and hooking, and it's like 5 or 6 minutes of him trying to set up a table.
6 minutes?
Yes, it's hilarious. Him trying to find a ladder, him setting up, trying to find a table, him trying to set it all up, him screwing in screws and setting up. And you know how Bailey was asking the referee for help? He also asked Red Shoes for help to help him put this together, but it was just taking so long. I was like, oh man, the Japanese don't need to do it. This was for the United States title, by the way.
You know what? Something stupid should be done for the United States title because the whole of the United States wrestling scene is a joke sometimes.
This became very USA. Like, what are we doing? And to quote Kevin Kelly, to unquote Kevin Kelly, but paraphrase. John Moxley has redefined the United States title. It has taken a different meaning from what it was originally intended. And I was like, yeah, it's been Americanized, but it's a hardcore title now. This is what we do. So anyway, he finally gets it set up, only for Kenta for Tanahashi to move and punch Kenta and put him on the table. And so he can go off the top. Yeah, so he can go off the top of the ladder and do the high five flow, which is the frog splash, and destroys, just shatters Kenta through the table. Like, it looked painful. It looked painful. And Kenta, who fell off the ladder earlier, got cut himself on the trash can and was bleeding like hard, like the hard way. And when Tanahashi jumped on him, there was so much blood that splattered all over there. You swear Kenta exploded on Impact. Like, this match was not that long, but it was entertaining just watching it. It wasn't. It was just different. It was a good shake up from a regular match of all the other regular matches, athleticism and stuff. So the next match, or the main event of the weekend, ended up being Will Ospreay, who has a gazillion titles. I don't know. He's like the white Ultimo Dragon at this point. Versus Okada to finally figure out who the real champion is. As expected, you can't take this away. This was a credible match. Ospreay is credible talent, and we all know how much I feel about Okada. You watch it, two of the best go at it. There's nothing I can say other than it's Will Ospreay and Okada to sell people in this match.
Yeah.
So it was phenomenal, and I recommend you guys check it out. I feel like night 2 was still better than night 1. Night 1 had like a lot of tag matches and stuff, and I just really I don't know, maybe I just couldn't get into it, and I felt like it was the long haul. And night 2 just really like pushed everything to the high gear.
Does the Divas title, the IWGP Divas title, remain, or are they going back to the old school?
It seemed like Okada just kept. I thought that's how it was going to end, because I even waited for the post credits as New Japan has it. After the match, they give a speech, they send people on their merry way. Like, hey, have a good night. So Naito come out and everything. Okada's talking, and I'm thinking he's just gonna throw the Divas title down and bring out and pick up the IWGP title that he brought out anyway. And he never did. He never did, unless I missed it or something. So.
Okay, so Levi said, I was kind of disappointed in WrestleKingdom. For the first time, I only liked the women's match.
Oh.
Which he's also said the Stardom match featured one wrestler from 4 different factions.
Nice. Yeah. And apparently there was some rivalry and history between it. Basically, it felt like I was watching the 4 horsewomen of Japan wrestle each other. And it was like 10 minutes or something, but it was really good.
He also goes on to say, Marcus, I hate to say it, but Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, has surpassed Okada.
Maybe. I'm not gonna argue that. They're 2 of my favorites, so I'm not gonna argue that he didn't. But I'm going to say this: there was no Wrestle Kingdom match I don't think better than Hangman Page and Bryan Danielson this week. But
for me, you know what? When we talk about Okada, I refer to Okada like he's Brock Lesnar for me, because I only watch an Okada match like maybe once or twice a year. And I have to say, every match I've seen, he's top biz, in what I would refer to top bins. When you hit top corner of a goal, which is impossible to reach by a goalkeeper most times. He's that type of player. But from the volume of work and the amount of work I've seen of Bryan, I think he's up there. Oh my God, he's back!
Yes.
Levi, only his Rev Pro belts are the same thing.
We're referring to Ospreay and like the 30,000 belts he had. He had like it's all of them. There was one with like a Warriors belt. They listed them in the English commentary with the differences and significance, and I was like, nice. And they were like, he won them through all the travel issues and COVID. He went through every roller coaster. Extremely frustrating, but the man has a work rate like nobody else. But but I mean, in the top 5 in the world, I will put Bryan Danielson, Okada, even Ospreay in there, and I wouldn't complain. I'm not gonna complain about where they're at. Like, these guys in ring work is like second to none, and it's really astonishing. Okada two back-to-back matches in the same night. 40 minutes with Shingo, which was physical, and then he went with Ospreay, which was just as physical. It was just like, oh man, this guy's.
I mean, have your favorites and stuff like that. Just be glad you've got to see them in their prime and stuff like that. So I wouldn't go any further than that. So let's go into. I don't know. Both nights were. What do you want to do? End on a high with NXT?
I say start
Because
with Dynamite. I feel like I can
Yeah.
talk. I feel like it's a good medium of talking about what I want to talk about on Dynamite and then what I want to talk about on NXT. It's about middle.
Yeah,
about
so
the middle.
AEW Dynamite kicked off with Hangman Page versus Bryan Danielson. Phenomenal match, like really good. I felt like it added something to the original match, but I have to say, I think AEW has started to become a bit too reliant on blood in matches.
Oh, do you not? All right, so do you not feel like it was necessary to bleed in this match?
No, I don't think it did.
I can agree, but then also see the other side of this coin.
No.
The blood added to.
It adds to matches and stuff like that. But like that, they've just come off a match that had blood like that in that women's tornado tag.
Oh, you're talking about
thing.
Rampage. I don't count as real blood.
But it does though. Realistically, in terms like that, it does. So you have to look at it like that, and then previously they've had something similar that I feel like they start to rely on these things to like get the fans on their I don't know what it is, their bloodlust for like tables, people get injured and shit like this. That they're feeding into this bloodlust that these people have, but
I feel like it works on both accords, in which I watched the WrestleKingdom matches. No blood in Ospreay Okada or Shingo Okada, although, you know, there was incidental blood in some of these matches with a little bit like, you know, maybe.
Yeah, I don't mind incidental, but like when it's like, oh my god, these people are like dripping.
Yeah. And in the last match, I was saying in the 60-minute match with Paige and Bryant, I feel like that was unnecessary for him to bleed there. I don't feel like blood adds anything to the match for me. Maybe because over time, maybe, you know, I've watched way too much wrestling, blah, blah, blah. I'm a Smurk fan, and I know where the blood came from and how they did it and whatnot. It just doesn't add anything for me. I'd rather just watch, like, a Sheamus match where people are getting their ass whooped and you can see the exhaustion and pain that they put themselves through. Or Walter just kicking your ass, or whatever Riddle and Thatcher were doing in a fight pit. Stuff like that is more impressive to me than the blood. But on the flip side, in this match, I thought it did add to the reason why they didn't go an hour. Like, it seemed like they lost a lot of blood and they were just dead. I can see how it adds to both, but I didn't feel it was necessary. It wasn't necessary the way. I think I would have enjoyed the match, blood or non-blood. But I did enjoy the second match more than I enjoyed the first match. I think it was a sense of more urgency in this one, maybe because it was less time, but it seemed like they had just, like you said, build upon the story of the last one, and they just, I thought Hangman Page had a better performance in this one, and Bryan, and, you know, just, it seemed like it was more strategy.
Well, I tell you what, though, I'm glad they did build upon it, because, like, in history past, they would have just moved on to the next challenger. They would have moved on to the next challenger, and then this wouldn't have happened. So, like, I'm glad that we got this. And then I'm glad that we're getting next week Shida versus Serena Deeb 4.
This is 4. I feel like we're in the like Matrix movies territory now. We're gonna do this to the Harry Potter series. Maybe it's a best of 7. But with this match, Reddy, the judges. Do you think that aspect added anything to Bryan Danielson and Adam Page?
So they did it before. And I remember the Great Muta was there. But, like, I need to know what kind of criteria they're using. Is it like the criteria they used in UFC? who had more top control and all this?
Oh, how many takedowns did you get? So, Manny, I have here my scorecard. This is a blank page, but I'm going to pretend like it's stuff written here. I have my scorecard because I was like, if they're keeping score, I'm going to keep score because I got to figure out how I'm tallying up points. All right. So
I'm glad you're doing it on paper, not like digital.
Yeah, it looks more impressive. It looks like I actually cared more.
That's actually
I have more paper here. Don't tell people. Don't talk about the curtain. Don't talk about the curtain. Number one, I had Bryan Danielson winning on the card, hands down. By the way, he controlled the pace early on. He made his opponent bleed earlier. Daniel Bryan's blood seemed more incidental than it was forced by Hangman Page. He took it to the judges and showed them what he was doing. He was still doing jumping jacks throughout. He never seemed to have lost control. And he was kicking Hangman Page's ass for the most of it. And then he gets double point for countering dives. When you do a stupid moonsault and someone moves, you get points. You get points for it. All right, so in the cards...
Can I just pause? I wish you text me that we were going to do this because I have no idea. I had no idea we were going to do this. I would have actually taken more detailed notes if we were doing this.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true. I should have. Points taken away from Hangman as well as the referee continued to check on them. If a referee got to check on you this much for one cut, therefore... you lost this match being my scorecard. You lost it. Bryan Danielson got cut. The ref tried to check him. He slapped Doc Sampson away and was like, "Get your bullshit out of here. I'm fighting to the death. I'm fighting to the death tonight."
So basically, what you're doing is you're taking points away from Hangman because he's not a man. Like Bryan Danielson, to go, get the fuck away from me.
Just get the fuck away from me. Hangman Page, oh, Aubrey, please check it. Oh, God. Oh, give me some water. I'm so thirsty. No. And I'm giving more points to Bryan Danielson because his blood looked a lot redder, thicker, and more. It was pouring out more than Hangman Page's blood. I'm just saying he had more oxygen in his body. Therefore, he was not tired. He was not winded. He was ready to go. He had 100% full blood. Hangman had that bitch ass blood.
So to ask a question, when you saw the quality of blood that Bryan Danielson had produced, did it make you think to change up your lifestyle and become a full-blooded vegan?
Yes, so I can bleed just as good. So when I taste my own blood in a fight, I still have the oxygen and the brain functionality to continue with my strategy. And that is working on the arm of Hangman Page. Which is another point I gave for Bryan for coming in with a sound strategy. Hangman just came in with the same strategy he had last time. I'm only going to win with the buckshot. Bryan Danielson came in with, I'm going to break you with ankles. I'm going to come after your shoulders. I'm going to kick your head. I'm going to throw you to the post. He had multiple strategies. Just saying. Bryan Danielson won on the cards. I ran out of paper. That's how much he won on the cards. I couldn't even write any more numbers. That's how much. Shoot.
Okay.
But it didn't matter because he got knocked out. By the way, he got knocked out. So I guess that means he didn't win the match.
Let's cover some of the stuff that's going on in the chat. Levi said, I thought the blood was a throwback to classic NWA matches from WTBS. Chris said, I think it was necessary with the blood, but just it was used so much it seems less important, which is true. You become desensitized to certain things, and that's what happens when you see it too much.
Maybe that's what it is with me. I'm never impressed with the blood. I just prefer the good match. I don't need it.
Levi says, Manny and Marcus, I can't disagree with you more. There's a sense of cooperation watching Walter wrestle Dragunov.
Wait a minute, with that one compared to, every other match in AEW? Wait, in the main event of this match, we have guys holding hands. Deciding to do flips on each other. That's cooperation.
Levi said Bryan's blood loss cost him the match ultimately, but he had it under control until the exhaustion kicked in.
Yep.
And then Hangman's beer drinking gave him his blood more power. Bryan's vegan. He likes protein, beer, and meat. Beer, meat, and meat provides. With a scathing attack on vegans there, Levi.
The attack on vegans. But yeah, I thought, again, excellent match. Do I think it should have started the show? And this is my argument once again. No. And my one problem with AEW and this match, and AEW in general for this show, there were big moments that happened on this show, but it was on to the next one right away.
But that's the case with most AEW shows. But I want to ask you the question though, because if you put this at the end, you know how long it's gonna go.
Yeah, but do I care? I know I'm getting a great match. I just don't care. Maybe I think they go into a little overtime or something.
Yeah.
I don't care. This should have been the main event because nothing else on the show, everything else on the show, to me, comes as a letdown after match-wise, quality-wise.
Okay.
And it starts off so hot like that, and I'm just like, at the end of the show. But my main issue wasn't even that. It's just, I think the production, or Tony Khan, or whoever's in charge of all this shit, they need to understand gravity and weight to things. This was your world title. At the end of WrestleKingdom, and maybe because I watched WrestleKingdom, and maybe I watched NXT also first before this. No, I didn't. But maybe I watched day one. When the champion won their main title, there was celebration, maybe a little pyro, maybe a little confetti. That's more WrestleKingdom than day one and stuff. But it had this weight, like, oh man, they won, instead of Hangman Page just won the title, let's cut to the back to Tony Schiavone and like he read the rest of the card of what's gonna happen next. No, there should be backstage interview, celebration, maybe some confetti, some pyro. Just let it sit for a little bit. And the same thing with the TBS title. This was this tournament that's been going on for like 8 months that they've been selling me on, and it just ended. It was like Jade Cargil, the heavyweight champion of the world. Boom. Next segment.
Yeah. Well, so the next segment was MJF versus the Captain Sean Dean. Never really got started as CM Punk ran out, leading to a DQ, giving MJF his first loss not his first loss in AEW, his first loss of the year, that's because the rankings get reset. And then MJF goes on to say MJF makes CM Punk relevant. CM Punk isn't the guy he used to be. They make comparisons to Piper and then take a shot because he said Piper was at least talented enough to main event WrestleMania, and if he isn't shown proper respect around AEW, maybe he will main event at WrestleMania 2. CM Punk just wants to beat his ass, and if he thinks the grass is greener on the other side, main event night 4 of a buy one get one free extravaganza and get released faster than he lasts in the sack. When he comes back, he will still be there, and that ass kicking will still be waiting for him.
Yeah. CM Punk, you lost. You lost.
Delivery. He lost. MJF had him.
He got him. He smoked him, and this is the loss basically was, one, the Piper line was sick. That was sick. That was like, ow, my heart. You're right. There's nothing I can do about that. So Punk's response was, hey man, I just want to kick your ass. Okay, buddy? Okay, pal. When you just get in here, buddy. But that was his response. And, his next comeback was, how about you go do the 2-for-1 WrestleMania thing or whatever. Yeah, that's a shot at WWE, man. You didn't come at MJF with that shit.
Yeah.
He still won. So, I enjoyed the exchange. I was happy to see a black man get a win on Dynamite. It's very rare when that happens.
Are you calling MJF black?
No, Captain.
Oh.
Captain won.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. But do you know what the sad part was? Do you know what the sad part was? Audrey Edwards is a piece of shit. He was KO'd with the go to sleep, and then they announced that it was a DQ finish. She raised his hand while he was knocked out on the ground. Piece of shit.
No, but that's still not the worst refereeing of the night. The worst refereeing of the night went to the Wardlow match, where your boy got beat up and was getting into the ring, and he's already on his back, and the guy's like, I'm just going to read the bell. I don't know what's going on with this. Man could have been having a stroke. He had no clue what was happening there. Could have been having a stroke or a heart attack. I'm just going to read the bell. Let Wardlow can proceedly beat this man. I have no idea why he's hurt. I'm assuming he was attacked, but I'm ringing the bell anyway.
He gave him the Psycho Sid 6 power bombs. Which made Shawn Michaels lose his smile. Just remember that, people.
Hey, you want to know something at the start of this match? Because I believe this was the next segment anyway. At the start of that match, I went, good job of strategy. Good job of strategy. Get out the ring. Get out the ring. That did not work for him at all.
So I'm ignoring the fact that Chris Jericho spoke because that led to a brawl.
Oh, that's a stat. Ding. Whatever. Jericho was thinking gibberish and needs to go away. He was. I'm gonna say this, in a night that had Jade Cargil wrestle for like 8 hours in a terrible match. That was just terrible. Jericho's the worst thing on this show.
Yeah. Sean Spears attacks before the bell. I'm counting that as a run-in, by the way. I know we have a count. I know we have a stat for after the bell antics, but him attacking him before the bell doesn't count as a run-in. They showed a Jake Atlas promo spot, and then Adam Cole decides to shoot a promo against Jake Atlas. I don't know why.
So Adam Cole goes, "I'm gonna see you pack it back to Orlando." It really sucks when both your guys can say that. It's like you guys just both fresh from NXT. Fresh from NXT.
And then we get Jade Cargill versus Ruby Soho. There was a run-in between Mercedes Martinez and Thunder Rosa, which led to a brawl. So another stat there.
Yeah, so this happened. Why did this need to happen in this match?
And there was no follow-up.
Nope. They just fought off to the back somewhere, and I'm assuming they're fighting forever to the end of time.
Man, the match was alright.
What? Alright. This match was trash. It was boo-boo, doo-doo. Trashy. I thought people may die. I thought the worst spot was Jade Cargill trying to get into a roll-up and taking her time. And I really told Eric, I think that was her first roll-up she's ever been a part of. And she took her time to do it. And now, here's the question, Manny. The hot button question of the week, or the day, or the moment. Jade Cargill, supposed to win tonight, or change because of the Big Swole situation?
I don't know. I think either way it would have been booked into a bad. You kind of book because of his actions. You kind of put yourself in a corner.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he really. Yeah. Go ahead.
And the fact is, I would hate to win a title if like that, on the back of that, because now it just looks like you were given it, even if it wasn't, and even if they come out and say, if Tony Khan was to come out and say, no, that was always the plan to put the championship on Jade Cargill to build upon her undefeated streak and everything, you could go that route, but
yeah,
deep down in your head, you're gonna know somewhere that there's a chance that this was changed politically to benefit Tony Khan and his whole this roster isn't diverse enough and we don't have enough diverse champions. I felt like it would take away, and I remember getting really angry at work one time when I was a manager, and this white guy said to me, who is also an employee, by the way, he did get disciplined. He get disciplinary afterwards. He said, I got my job because of affirmative action. Bear in mind, affirmative action isn't a thing in the UK.
What the fuck?
Like,
he gonna bring that into this thing.
Yeah, it's not a thing that comes about in the UK like it's thrown about in the States.
Yeah, in America. Yeah, we do it all the time. I was about to say the same term.
But like, if someone was to say that to you, it's like any accomplishment you fucking had because you think, oh, I earned this, gets stripped away because it's like, oh no, it's because he's diverse, diverse hire.
And to me, that's how it's gonna always be. It's kind of like the asterisk of Triple H's career. Oh, what would he be if he didn't marry the boss's daughter or whatnot and stuff? I think he'd still be all right, but it's always gonna be tainted because of that. And this is like just like that. Jade Cargill, even though I don't think she's any good in the ring, but I believe from the beginning she was going to win this tournament. I believe that was most people's, feeling.
She looks like a fucking champion, though. That's the thing. Yeah. You look at her, you think she's, regardless of if you were to have not seen her watch a match, if you were just a casual and you looked at her, go, she should be a fucking champion somewhere. Just like when you look at Camille in NWA, She looks like a fucking champion. She's built like a brick house.
Yeah. So when you see it and you like, when you see it, you know how people say don't judge a book by its cover? Well, I do.
I'm judging.
I always
she looks
do.
like a champion.
When I see it, she looks like the book on the cover. Like, oh, you know what? I might buy that book. Because. And, I feel like she was going to win for the win, but now it's TK kind of ruined it. I call him TK. Fuck that. Tony Khan kind of ruined that.
Yeah, he ruined it.
And now she's a firm action. Now, here's something I will say was added because of the Big Swole moment. Was that they had her family at ringside and her little daughter there. Now,
I know, but her daughter's always been there. A lot of the
no,
time.
she's never shown this many times, Manny.
Oh yeah,
they
this many times
exploited her. She was exploited, and as I was in great counsel with the hater who eats potatoes. I don't know why. Oh, we were saying that they were doing that to show, little black girls have someone to cheer, as in her. As in, because Big Swole's reference was she looked at her daughters and said, who am I going to cheer for at AEW and stuff? And I felt like that was the counter. So
Levi did say Jade was supposed to win regardless. Ruby is a better title chaser. It's true. Tony Khan signing Hit Row Records is a response to Big Swole's tweet. He hasn't signed them, has he?
Did he? I don't think so. I don't think they're eligible to be signed just yet.
No. NXT. I think some of them were still on that NXT contract, so they've got 30 days.
I don't know. We'll see. But I don't feel like anything was changed. I'm going to say Tony Khan didn't change anything because of that, but, it's always going to feel like that because he can't shut his fucking mouth. He ruins other people's moments. This is someone else's. This is actually, even though, do I think she's good enough to be champion? It doesn't matter. Some people aren't the best wrestlers in the world. It's all about look, feel, and emotion, charisma, and all that other stuff too that adds to it. And she's perfect, but it's all tainted now. It's all fucked up.
So it was Malachi Black versus Brian Pillman Jr. This was
It was.
I appreciate Malachi Black, and the match was all right, but it was just there just to move you on to the main event.
Okay. My question, Manny, under Julia Hart's jacket, and I noticed she had clothes on. I'm just saying.
How dare you?
Do you think she was going to reveal herself as Malachi's Black member under that jacket? Because she had it zipped up, playing tight to the chest, and she had that eye patch that made her look evil.
No, I didn't even think anything of it. That's how disinterested. This is how disinterested I was in it.
So then we have another favorite moment in wrestling this week: the unnecessary use of the lights out moment when Malachi Black is going after Julie Hart and I guess going his post-match antics that everybody in AEW does, and then the Lucha Bros come out with the same Malachi Black with the power of the lights. Magically appeared on the opposite side of the arena as the Lucha Bros appear in the ring. I just feel like they walked right by each other. They just missed each other.
Like ships in the night.
Yeah. Maybe it's a part of a storyline of his supernatural abilities, or he's with somebody in his, House of Black or whatnot, but they cut off the lights way too much in the show to make it.
Well, it even happened in the tag match.
Yeah. I think they overused the lights out spot. I feel like that's overdone in AEW. Lights out. What's going on? Who could this be? Just a little bit too much.
So we get the main event, Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus versus the Lucha Bros. You can't go wrong with the Lucha Bros.
You can. I saw the end of this match.
This table spot was unnecessary. What was the point in that? So unfortunately, we all thought Rey Fenix had a horrendous arm break during this match. However, according to Sean Ross Sapp, there was no fracture. It just appears to be a severe elbow dislocation, which sounds even worse. I'd rather have a break.
I seen it. I can never wrestle again. that would be my response to seeing it. If I'm Rey Fenix, let me see that on tape again. How bad was that? I'm never wrestling again. You saw the way my arm went like this? Nah. And then, I'm gonna be forever stuck to walk like an Egyptian for the rest of my life because of this spot. Jesus.
And then the finish is a roll-up win. A roll-up victory.
Yeah. Huh. When
And
we
we
were
get
doing
new-
that counter for WWE, we got it at AEW.
So we got the stats where it's roll-up 1, DQ 1, count out 0, run in 2, after the bell nonsense I've got a 0, and then brawl 3.
Okay. So the final moments of this match, I just thought it was okay. I honestly didn't get into it that much. I saw it. Ray Phoenix is amazing. Gained a little weight. Sorry for his injury. Both him and Penta both seem to be getting fat, to be honest. Really fat. But I'm still one to judge. Who knows? But, it was solid. I just wasn't into it.
Penta's more likely to hit. Not Penta. Phoenix is more likely to hit that dive now that he's put on a few pounds because gravity will pull him down a bit closer to the target. Because normally he overshoots. So now if he continues at the same trajectory, gravity will pull him closer to where he needs to be.
Gravity working against me. I feel like we should play that for every overweight person that tries to jump.
So the Keith Lee video, we're just gonna have to do the whole video.
Oh, gravity, stay away from me, or whatever the song, just to keep me down. But what was I? Yep. What did you think of the ending of all these random people coming out? I guess they were tag teams and Jericho.
No, the entire tag
Fox
division
teams.
was watching on. I mean, they should be all on notice anyway. They should have been they should have been on notice when Lucha Bros were on top, when the Bucks were on top, when FTR were on top. Where were they then?
No. Now it's fresh meat. I've seen this Jungle Boy fool lose 1,000,000 times. This is fresh meat.
Yeah, but he always makes a save and always looks strong.
I felt like they were gonna win. I think they should have won, but I still just didn't care. And I don't know what it was about this. I know this Jungle Boy crowning moment, one of the pillars, blah, 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 blah. Just didn't care. I don't care about him and his dinosaur. I want him to break away from the dinosaur just as much as I want Montez to wake away from Dawkins. And I want Dawkins and Luchasaurus to team up together to form the ultimate tag team. My partner was bigger than I ever would be.
No, so they should be. What's their tag team name? The Sidemen.
They're the future endeavors. without the other one.
The finisher should be the future endeavor.
But yeah, because I think they move at the same speed. To be honest.
No, Dawkins is faster.
I don't think so. I feel like they're about equal. I don't know, but
when he does his spin
moves
jump,
really slow.
When he does his spin jump, he's the most agile man in the world. Do you know what the worst part is? That shit we can do, and I don't feel I should cheer a man that can do stuff I can do.
Look what I can do, mommy! I'm dancing on Dawkins. No one has ever said that. Although I can't wait to 2K video game come out so I can do that move. I want to play it to do that and Baron Corbin's clothesline.
I'm telling you now. When that game eventually comes out, you're gonna have to get a console, and then we're all gonna play it. I'm
down. Although I did turn on my Xbox to watch WrestleKingdom, and I updated it. So they offered me Game Pass, a nice deal, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, you should have
I
taken
said, maybe later.
Okay, let's move on.
I'm Terrence Howard and Iron Man. Maybe later. I get recast and I'm playing games now.
Okay. Now let's move on into NXT, where NXT kicked off with Carmelo Hayes versus Roderick Strong in a unification match. Hayes comes out wearing a memorial shirt of Roderick Strong.
Yes.
The pettiest thing ever.
Savage, right off the jump. And Manny, I want to tell you this: of all the merchandise I've seen this week and maybe this month, That is a must-own shirt. The death of the cruiserweight champion, and Roderick Strong.
I think he got that from the same place Wes got his fake shirt.
Oh yeah. Do you know? I thought about buying this printing press on Amazon so I could print my own shirts, just because. I feel like I want to do it because I always want to make a shirt anyway for this show randomly and just have random stuff on there. But
you know what I want? But I know we can't. No one's gonna buy it. I want the now defunct DSPN title on a shirt, but like on going from the chest, coming down from here. So when you sit, it's just like it's there.
Yeah, it looks like it's hanging there. All 22 kilobytes of KG on your shoulder.
You telling me that wouldn't be a fire shirt?
It would be. It would be.
Like I don't want the Cena where it's like down here, down the champion's here, down, and put it downwards. No, I don't want that. I want a title belt hanging off my shoulder.
Yeah, and I want on maybe the sleeve only authentic shirt with the DFP title in there, just because Wes had it. Or 22 kilobytes of gold. NXT, this match was fine. I love this match. I think I enjoyed the everybody around the ring as well. Whether you're Trick and my life is on the line because if he loses his title, I go back to the streets and I'm back eating tuna out of a can.
Me and Eric both had this conversation of never take advice from this man. Because Trick Williams is out there giving advice on what he should be doing. I was like,
yeah,
no, man. Mello doesn't miss. You miss all the time.
Trick is your homie who's single, trying to give you relationship advice with your girl. What you need to do. Trick is the homeless guy telling the other homeless guy how to get his life together. So how I do it, we're both here. That's a Seinfeld joke. He said that one time. But
I may have not got past my hatred for George Costanza.
No, but this wasn't a Seinfeld show. This was on Comedians of Cargil Call. Jerry Seinfeld just said it was like two homeless guys just having a conversation on the street. Have you ever wondered what they're talking about? But you're pretty sure that one of them's giving the other guy advice. But it's never good advice. It can't be because you're both homeless. What could you be telling him? And that's how I made $20. Oh shit. But I enjoyed it, and then after the match, Hatchet Man was fired. What the fuck?
Everyone was fired.
Yes. I feared for Diamond Mine at the end of the show. And I'm gonna skip ahead to where we saw Roddy on the table. And I was like, is this the end of Roderick Strong and Diamond Mine? At this very moment? I felt like it was the end.
When it was releases yesterday, I had a gut feeling that it may have been the end of Tommaso and Roderick yesterday. Because Roderick, Tommaso at the end of NXT put out thank you and then put the black and gold hearts. Well, obviously, that's a goodbye to black and gold, which in theory we should
goodbye to him.
Yeah, it felt like a goodbye to him and the black and gold dead. But it doesn't fit my whole exterior.
It's all right. You know, honestly, I associate that image with the WBF.
I know, that's a WBF stuff. Coming soon.
They had budget cuts this week. They took on way too much. Too many snacks and frozen.
But that
avocado toast is gone. I didn't see that coming, considering this is a California-based product.
The Avalanche Xplex was insane. Because I didn't know who was supposed to get hurt from that.
Yeah. When I went, yeah, and I was, it immediately popped me, and I jumped out of my seat. And it was several times this week I did it, but that was probably one of the bigger moments when they did the Avalanche suplex, and I went, oh.
This was one of the first times I've watched NXT in its current form live in a very long time. Like I had work the next day. I should have really gone to sleep.
Yeah, the responsible day. But I put NXT on my lunch break. I was like, oh, I'm going to put this on. And I saw Mandy Rose show up in a helicopter, and then I went back to work. I was like, that was just, I didn't see anything.
So Trick Williams is now has unified the cruiserweight title and the
Trick Williams did. Trick Williams.
Did I say Trick Williams?
Yeah, you gave all the credit to Trick Williams.
He's a coach, man.
He did unify. He achieved his goal. He's the Bill Belichick of NXT. But
Coaches don't play.
Carmelo unified the titles.
And this is the death of the cruiserweight division. The NXT 2.0 Live cruiserweight division.
Okay.
Which
greatest, yeah.
The greatest moment of that division was the actual cruiserweight tournament. That's the only time anyone has cared about cruiserweight wrestling. I have never watched 2.0 Live for the purposes of 2.0 Live.
2.0 Live had a lot of good moments. The cruiserweight title had a lot of good moments. It's a damn shame nobody watched them. But it proved Vince theory. No one cares about your flips. No one cares about your dives. No one cares how athletic or how ingenious of a wrestler you are. People only care about characters.
Yep.
And they didn't have characters. Like a lot of people just mispronounce. Whether you're Buddy Murphy, Cedric, Mustafa Ali, or and the biggest draw they had was the late great Enzo Amore. How you doing?
Speaking of characters, we move on to AJ Styles and Grayson Waller, who I thought were actually having a match tonight.
Me too. I believe there was an audible somewhere. It was like, we don't have time for this shit. Let's give this some time to breathe.
So Styles praised the fans and the impact they have on the business, especially in making NXT special. He called out Grayson for devaluing the fans. Waller comes out to demand a match with AJ Styles, but only next week in the main event where the biggest win of his career could be celebrated. Smart man.
Respect.
Businessman.
Respect.
Money.
Respect.
Money. Major monies.
I can't wait till next week. Next week to me is like New Year's Evil 2.0, in which I get two classic matches in the making. And one is AJ Styles versus Grayson Waller in a Grayson Waller coming out party, I believe. And two, Crowbar on a pole match starring Tony D'Angelo and Mr. Breakfinger speak.
Why? Why is that even there? I was like, what have we gone back to? What have we gone to? It's like, oh, NWA on TBS, WCW is on TBS. What is this? A WCW match? It's the most WCW thing ever.
No, this is a WWF thing. I think WWF thing did more of the pole matches than anybody. I think Raw had something on the pole, diva matches or something on the pole matches. This is the most like, oh shit, this is terrible. I've never seen this something on a pole match ever. But if anybody can pull it off, Manny, the baddest man at NXT can do it. I think Pete Dunne will be able to pull this off.
No. There's no way either of these two are coming out looking good in this match. This match is gonna be terrible.
I got high hopes for this one. I got high hopes.
You know, this is bad for both of them. You got Tony D'Angelo, who many in that arena seem to think is a rising star. I don't see anything yet.
Well, Manny, the crowd thinks Chase is a rising star. As in, they were chanting for him. As in, he turned babyface, I think, tonight.
And then Pete Dunne, the baddest man on NXT, both gonna have strikes on their record after having this match. Do you remember that time? Do you remember that time Pete Dunne was in that match? Yeah, I remember that time. Oh, you remember that hopeful Tony D'Angelo? Yeah, you remember when he was in that match too? Yeah, terrible.
No, I think they're gonna survive the on the pole match. I think they're gonna survive it. This falls under my top 5 least favorite matches in all wrestling, something on a pole match. And it's no way they're going to be able to succeed this. But I'm rooting for Pete Dunne.
And then we have more nonsense where the women's 6-man tag has been set up. Daddy's girl said no. Then the Sleepy Ham Sandwich, Wendy Chu, said, what are you looking at?
What made you pick her up? What made you go, that's what we need on our team? That girl that's always asleep that made me narcoleptic.
Elektra Lopez says she's only attracted to success, and she leaves with the winner of Santos versus Zion Quinn next week.
Manny, do we know how this match is gonna end? I feel like she's gonna be the only loser, and these two dudes are gonna hook up. Not like that. Not like that or anything. It would if they do, whatever. But I feel like they're gonna kick her to the curb.
I think she's gonna leave with Zion, and then eventually be a swerve for some strange reason. Von Wagner interrupted Andre Chase in his attempt to give the student that protected him last week a full scholarship.
This was my feel-good moment of the show, and I don't know why.
He took out Chase and then attacked the student and even ripped a member of a member that wasn't in Chase U out of his seat.
Hey man, I'm just over here. He just attacked the guy. Well, that guy had it coming because he had that crowd turn on MSK. I know it was him. It had to be him.
It's funny we were talking about fake shirts and then Wes appears.
I got these t-shirts, half price. Merch, $12.50.
So we start getting into the meat and potatoes of NXT, where Imperium versus MSK and Riddle. Really good match. Could have gone either way. I don't know why they brought Walter back into the fold only for him to lose. He wasn't pinned, but he lost.
No. See, for the uninformed, on NXT UK, when they wrestled as a team, they always lost. They always lost. There was no change in it.
Except that time, they beat Undisputed Era.
They beat and what you call them in Global
Best
War
of
Game,
War
something like that. Yeah, Best of Both Worlds was R. Kelly Jay-Z album, but yeah. Yeah, Global World or something, but whatever. But that's like literally their only win together. They always would lose in NXT UK, so it was like different. And I understood the booking of this. MSK needed to get back into the title hunt. They needed to win more. What do you think of the idea that Jeff Hardy was supposed to be in this role and not Riddle?
I feel Riddle, when you look at it now, Riddle suits better to be the shaman than Jeff Hardy. Because every time I see Jeff Hardy, I just reminded of the time he would chant Hardy to himself, and it just always sounded really weird. Hardy, Hardy, Hardy.
I feel like
this man's back on the stuff.
Yeah, I feel like Riddle was a better substitute, considering that you don't want Jeff near any of the drugs that MSK do. But I thought it all worked out, and I think I would like for this to be in full fantasy booking. The reason Walter goes to attack Randy Orton on Raw.
Ooh, yeah, I would like that. The Shaman, after picking up the win, putting the RKO on Bartel, the Shaman rides off into the darkness. Not the sunset, the darkness. The Creed brothers told MSK they would never let Lee and Carter beat them in the Dusty Rhodes Classic, Tag Team Classic, which is back next week, in 2 weeks or whenever.
Yep, it's February for the women, but in 2 weeks for the men. And sometime in July, it's gonna finish or something. I don't know.
But I think this is to coincide with the Owen Hart tournament that's going on over in AEW.
Why don't we just scrap it all? Just scrap this tournament. I feel like, after all the releases of Regal and everything else, it's like, why are we still doing this?
Because it's just a sly. It's a sly on Cody. It's like, we own your daddy. We own your daddy.
we are your daddy. Which Eric is going to say on the show, we are the grandfather of liberty. Jesus.
No, he continues to say that. I will not say that. Cora Jade versus Raquel Gonzalez versus Mandy Rose. All had various different modes of transport into this ring.
Yes. I did like the theme of Ann, Larry, and then C. I don't know who had C. I guess Cora Jade, by her first letter in her name being Cora, brought the C to the wrap.
A seaboard.
A seaboard.
Your whole joke did not work.
No, it didn't. But it don't matter. It don't matter. It fell apart beautifully. It's falling in style. Falling with style. Oh. So, yeah, motorcycle, a skateboard, and a helicopter for Mandy. I feel like Mandy brought too much for this. This is in front of
You think?
20 people? 20 people in a warehouse?
She probably lives 5 minutes away.
20 people in a warehouse. Maybe 12 people watching at home. She brought out the helicopter. Spent way too much money. The pay window is not going to cover these expenses. And where was Gigi and Jane? Who was her team? I thought they were going to come out and help. But they probably got the cough.
Probably. The match was fine, sloppy in parts.
Sloppy, but it was fine.
And then the ending, I was just like, what the fuck was that?
She just, yeah. I was expecting her to win with like a V trigger or whatever. Get lucky. Nope.
She hit a V trigger that was where the camera was panning away.
Yep. Because they were like, she ain't gonna land it. She ain't gonna land it. She ain't gonna land it. All right, close enough. Yeah. So that was that, and it was a solid match. You know, of all the women's matches I've seen this week, it wasn't the worst. I saw Dana Brooke wrestle a 24/7 match.
That was a roll-up win. And then we move into the main event. Bron Breakker breaking the last remnant of Black and Gold and kicking that Black and Gold.
First he broke chains. First he broke the chains. Then he kicked over that Styrofoam X, which was really tough. Really tough guy.
I think that was his next feud with
the
Exhibit.
X?
With Exhibit.
Come on, you tripping, player. Put this fish tank in your car. That would be a good feud if you put a fish tank in my car.
I should have made this the thumbnail. It just seems so stupid.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at this, I'm going to say I enjoyed the intro. I don't have any problem with it. I know the shot Triple H. But you want to know what I thought about when I saw that? Because I'm a fat motherfucker. That looked like it'd be a good cake. Nice little white cake with some extra, some gold frosting, whatever that frosting taste would be.
Do you know the problem I had with this? Do you know what problem I had with it? It was a fresh cut. Look at it.
Yeah, it was already freshly cut. I'm okay.
Like, I would expected it to crumble to pieces instead of just break into two.
Yeah, but styrofoam shout goes everywhere, and it's really difficult to clean up. I don't want all that problems. They had a nice clean cut. Let's not create more work for ourselves for this. And
then the match. I really enjoyed this match.
I did. I thought this is the best ever Bron Breakker match. This is like match 5 of his career anyway. But it was really good. And they told a really good story, and I liked a lot of the Bron Breakker's moves. And greatest Alabama slam of all time.
I'm going to say one of the best standing moonsaults.
Ooh, he floated.
Yeah, and then let's not forget in his last match when he just fucking broke out the I'm just gonna leap and hit a Frankensteiner like it's nothing.
Yeah,
while you're sitting on the top rope.
Just extremely
guy.
He's the guy, and I enjoyed the storytelling when he was on the second rope and got cold feet because he didn't want to trip again. I was like, man, everything about this was well done, and this is Tommaso Ciampa's last match in NXT. He really displayed why he was really one of the better champions for the short period he had the title before injury.
Yeah,
but
and then
this was nice.
He used the Steiner Kleiner to win the NXT title. That was also something very special. And then he gets celebrated with Rick Steiner at the end of the night.
Yes, the dog face dribbler himself.
Which I was hoping they would play the old Steiner Brothers music to end the night.
I was hoping Scott showed up, just a double hug.
I want Scott to show up with a fucking tiger. That's what I want.
You know what? You know what's disgusting with me? I want Scott to show up and attack Bron Breakker. And we get Scott, and you get the drama of like, that's your nephew. I never got the opportunities he had. This company, they took it away from me. Just drama. That boosts the ratings. But I thought it was a really good and successful NXT. I even enjoyed the Von Wagner chase you stuff. That was a nice mid break stuff, and then, I thought it was a good show.
The one thing I didn't mention, when I was washing my face at 3 a.m., I saw the man in the mirror.
Oh, yes. Gonna make a change for once in my life. Gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. I don't have any other lyrics for Boa. As he walked out the silent door, he opened up his heart, and there was Maylene.
Okay.
Have that now.
So that happened. But like, I don't want to rank these shows because I know I enjoyed NXT more. But like, as a whole, it was a great 2 days.
It's a great week. Starting back at day one.
If I erase what happened on Raw and just included just day one, great week of wrestling already.
Yeah, I mean, there are parts of Raw you can enjoy. You know,
There's only 2 parts. The 2 parts of Raw that I enjoyed: the main event and Dolph Ziggler versus Damian Priest.
Yeah. Why you gotta do that to Monday Night Raw, man? Why you gotta do that to Monday Night Raw? Don't do it to them, all right?
We've been doing that to them for years.
Raw's gonna come back one day.
We thought that, and we thought the show was gonna end. The day that Raw was on the turn was the day we were thinking about closing out the Tuesday show. And then what happened? It stayed in its ways.
Next week we get to watch AJ Styles bump around for Omos again. I'm down for it.
Wes said Malcolm Bivens, the new Wiseman to the Trouble Chief. That wouldn't fit. That wouldn't fit. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it.
I'll take it.
Because I won't get his video packages he makes himself on his phone. Like he knew that was coming. That video was made from time ago.
Yeah. We all knew it was coming. R.I.P. Roddy. R.I.P. NXT. Black and Gold. So long, Ciampa. See you fighting for the TNT title some other time. By the way, AEW announces way too many matches in advance. I can't keep up on what show's happening. Which is Cody fighting this Friday or Saturday?
I don't know, but I know we're getting Hook versus Aaron Solo.
Is that Friday or Saturday? That's
I
Rampage,
think that's
right?
Friday. I think that's Rampage.
They have Battle of the Belts on Saturday, and Britt Baker's fighting on both of them, and it's like, this is a lot.
Oh shit! There's Battle of the Belts as well. Is that a pay-per-view?
No, it's free. Only on TNT because they know drama, but not long-term storytelling.
Oh man.
What a week! What a week in wrestling, and we
There's
still
so
have
much going
Friday because Roman is back.
But there's no show. Just an update. There's no show on Saturday.
Maybe. Yes, no
Maybe. There's no show on Saturday.
Eric says it's free.
Oh, so does he want to do a show?
I don't know.
Okay, so hypothetically, there may not be a show this Saturday. Roy's Retro is coming out tomorrow, with me and Ross.
Nice.
If you want to jump in on that and watch January 5th's episode of Monday Night Raw from 1998. I've watched the first 20 minutes of that. Just note. Jim Cornette has brought the NWA back at this point.
Who's coming out? Who's he bringing out? Dan Severn or Dr. Death Steve Williams?
So
what year are we in this one? I don't know.
I got Jeff Jarrett winning the NWA North American title against Blackjack Barry Windham.
I was saying Blackberry Windham? Holy shit! I was like, you don't want none of that. Barry Windham was tough already. Now that he Blackberry Windham.
Yeah.
Hey, my brother. No doubt. Oh man, but I agree. Should be a fun show. What episode of Raw does this coincide with? I forgot. What's the date?
January the 5th.
Okay. All right. I will try to watch it and be able to watch the Raw's retro to go along with it.
I don't think what we're doing is gonna be live tomorrow. So I think we'll record the episode and put it out because I have various editing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I didn't think it was gonna be live anyway. I wasn't gonna watch it live. I'm talking about watch it later. I'll be prepared to know what I'm gonna see and see your reviews, because those olden days aren't what we thought they were.
And it's very weird because I'm on your side on the Raw is Retro. So I actually have no idea, and I don't actually have no idea what to do at the moment. Ross does the intro, which you can see on the last episode of Raw is Retro.
You just gotta be patient. That's all you gotta do. Just patience.
So I just like, how do I address myself in this one? And on that note, guys, we're out. There may be a show on Saturday, there may not be.
Who knows? COVID.